we're around 550 participants that we're serving and have in scattered site apartments all over the city. So we practice what's called master leasing, which makes it a lot easier for us to get folks into housing. Typically, someone's criminal history or eviction record or lack of income, might prevent them from being able to rent from a private landlord. So Pathways specifically will rent market rate apartments from private landlords all over the city of Philadelphia. So Pathways to Housing PA is actually signing the lease with landlords, and then our landlords know that we are then kind of subleasing those apartments to our participants.
So it's a kind of subleasing for the people who live actually in the house. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And something that I was wondering of how people are selected to get into these apartments.
Sure. So we're part of the continuum of care in Philadelphia and the coordinated entry system. So we work with the Office of Homeless Services, who kind of manages the outreach teams and is tracking, in our homeless management information system, who is experiencing homelessness, kind of what different disabilities does that person have, in what ways are they vulnerable, and that helps the Office of Homeless Services kind of prioritize folks and match folks with different housing programs. So we don't really have very much of a say in who we're working with. It's the Office of Homeless Services who makes referrals to us based on our, availability and, subsidy, vacant subsidies on each of our teams. So we'll get told, there's a guy named John. He looks kind of like this. He hangs out on this corner. Go find him, and we'll go engage folks and try to get them into counseling.
Seems to be quite simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Folks who are experiencing homelessness who need a home, and then we give them a home.
I'm sure people from France will be nice to hear that.
Yeah.
Do people pay anything?
If folks don't have any income, they do not pay anything. If they do have an income, whether it's from a job or Social Security benefits, we ask that folks contribute 30% of their income towards a program contribution.
Okay. And you said you have 550 homes. Okay. And how long do people stay in that homes in average?
So it is permanent supportive housing. So there's no definitive time limit for how long folks can be with us. On the flip side of that is we also don't want to hold folks in permanent supportive housing with this high level of case management services if they don't actually need it. So one of our teams is actually a clinical step down team. So folks who came in at a higher level of care needed very intensive support, but over time have stabilized and maybe can be more independent in the community. And back in September, we actually graduated our first class of folks who really just don't need our services anymore. We've connected them to community resources. We've gone from, they were living in one of our Pathways apartments to we flipped them to a Philadelphia Housing Authority voucher. They've signed the lease directly with the landlord, and they're kind of doing their thing on their own and don't need us anymore. We can, keep social connection to them through an alumni association, but so there's no predetermined endpoint. Our services and our housing are in place for folks as long as they need us.